Hi there guys, so you join me in the new Puma ST. So this is the 1 litre. So this is really interesting because I'm super intrigued to see what this is like compared to the 1.5 that was in the previous generation of the Puma ST. I have driven that engine in the Fiesta ST. So this is actually the 7-speed auto as well. So that's going to be interesting as well since the move. So I've got the spec sheet here. I'm going to be honest, I will go through everything. So it's 170 horsepower and I'm really looking forward to see what this like the hybrid sort of nature of it is going to be like. Car looks stunning in the blue, and yeah, let's go for a drive and let's see what this is like, because yeah, that's the main part of this all. So here we go, first drive. Again, I love the seats in these cars. They're so figure hugging, very similar to what you get in the Fiesta ST, if not exactly the same. Yeah, I'm excited. I'll be honest, I want to get kind of straight onto the drive, and yeah, really interested in general to see what this is like, just simply because, you know, I haven't driven this in kind of like auto form, and for those people thinking what is actually the 1 litre going to be like, that's certainly a big part. I'm going to put it in pretty much full on sport mode, because that is what this car is all about. Sport mode and have some fun. That's pretty much it, and we'll go from there. Yeah, no manual engagement for me, which can be an interesting thing. How that will go down, we will have to see. Loving the colour, loving the looks of the car. I'll show you like a little walk around of it. Driving position feels good. I still feel nice and low, but obviously being a Puma, you're slightly high up. Yeah, happy days so far. Got little paddles as well, so see how that kind of goes by. Obviously front wheel drive, so we're going to be a little bit scrabbling for traction potentially. Okay, straight away, because I've spent a lot of time in Fiesta STs, this feels a lot more compliant. The Puma feels a lot more compliant. Ooh, interesting. See, I was wondering if they've sort of, because they've technically the power is slightly less now, is that going to make a big difference? Oh wow, these first impressions are always the most interesting. We've got some really nice roads as well, but I'm liking the fact that it's compliant. I'm actually liking the crossover type feel in that regards, because this is the real world. We're just going out onto the open road essentially. There's nothing more to it. You know, big wheels, I'm not going to lie, you know, low profile tyres, and that can obviously compromise the ride, but will that affect the sportiness or not? We will find out. So far, very refined, very nice. Gearbox feels nice and smooth, you know, it doesn't feel very jerky. It's just, it's nice. It's nice. It feels quite special actually. You know what, and the one thing for me, because I was worried with Ford, where are they going with a lot of their stuff? You know, they've no Fiesta anymore. Not really talking too much about, you know, hot hatches these days. In fact, this is one of the only ones that they make today. Well, we've finally come into the gates to actually put my foot down. I say put my foot down, where law allows. Brakes feel good, a little bit squeaky, but then that's where we're at. Right, let's put our foot down and let's see what happens. Oh, okay. So there's no problem with speed. Paddles feel really nice. Oh, these a little bit quieter than I would have thought. I think the 1.5 makes a bit more of a growl. It's obviously a mild hybrid. That's a big difference. Big difference to a car's characteristics, you know. It scrapples for grip, but it gets there. Alright, so it still gives me that fast forward kind of factor in a 1 litre. So the one thing I was quite worried about actually with this was whether or not it was going to feel a bit too ST line. Bear in mind that it's got kind of like an ST line engine sort of pumped up to obviously the 170 horsepower. It doesn't feel like an ST line, it feels like an ST. Certainly in the way it looks, certainly in the way it handles at the moment for me. Yeah, it's different. I'm I'm getting a few bings and bongs, so I'm not too sure if that's like the hybrid element. Yeah. Again, all the positives that I've mentioned before. The seats hang you in. I'd like a bit more noise. I'd like a little bit more noise. I'm just going to say that. Sport mode. Yeah, I want to hear a little bit more. That's one thing that I'm going to say. Can you get some pops and bangs? Nah, see, definitely before well, when 1.5s that I've driven, they popped and banged quite a lot. Perhaps on the outside, it would be a little bit more than you're getting from me in the inside. But hey, this is real world stuff. Brakes feel good. Yeah. Interesting. I'm still sort of, you know, to stick, they had the 1.5 3-cylinder, which I thought was quite an interesting take anyway, certainly for big fast Ford fans, moving to a 3-cylinder from a 4-cylinder. To go from a 1.5 capacity down to a 1 litre, that's a big move to make. It's a really big move to make. So for them to do that, right, let me get a little bit further more up to speed, take us on a bit more of a driving, and I'll show you a bit more of a point of view actually from what I'm seeing. So yeah, let's get on to that one. Right, so point of view time. So I'll show you exactly what things are like in the 7-speed auto of this car. So foot on brake, power on, we're in park. I normally stick it straight into, well, yeah, you go straight into drive, like so. Takes a bit of time, it's booting up, put it into sport mode. You've got plenty of modes to kind of play with, but sport is certainly the fun one. Sport, slippery, normal, eco. Sport is the way to go, and you get the little paddles as well, sort of shown in the back. But yeah, let's head on our way. It'll kind of creep forward automatically. Yeah, so this is what it's like as a point of view in the new 1 litre mild hybrid Ford Puma. Squeaky brakes. It's done 2,000 miles. I can imagine this car's been pushed a little bit. I'm liking the high driving position actually from just driving it around. I've got no real problems with the speed. The 19-inch wheels, it almost seems overkill. So it's in automatic mode at the moment, so I'm not using the paddles. It seems to be going fine. Hopefully you can see me all okay. You can see the wheels, see the road. I like the black mirrors. Yeah, lots of little cool stuff and lots of cool little features about it. Yeah, it's what I love about Fords. I like the hot hatch stuff, and so if we drop it into second, so I'm on the paddles. Ooh. And you get the little battery symbol, so it's obviously with the hybrid. Doesn't feel too like heavy or anything to me. It feels quite planted. It actually settles quite nicely on the road in terms of compliance. I'd definitely say you could probably flow and go a lot faster in this than you can a Fiesta ST, just simply because of the higher, well, yeah, the higher kind of modes and bits. It's got lane keeping assists on me. There's obviously plenty of assists and settings these days you can kind of play around with. I kind of like how it kicks back into drive, just to make it a little bit easier. Obviously I can go into full manual mode down here with the 7-speed, but for now I'm pretty happy. But if we knock it down a few, if I slow it down a little bit, knock it into second, little bit of a jerk on and up on the upshift there. You get the little lights. I definitely still want a bit more noise. I don't know if it's because potentially the car is a little bit cold. That's probably the one thing. I mean, these roads are quite nice and flowing. You know, it gives me plenty of confidence in it. terms of, you know, chucking this car around. Probably the biggest highlight for me is the way it looks. I love the performance blue look of it. I think that stands out for me, very much reminds me of a classic kind of sporty Ford colour. And yeah, the accents around it, no problems. And to have 19-inch wheels on quite a car like this is a nice thing, definitely a nice thing. It feels sporty. It obviously hasn't got the same, you know, it is down on power from the 1.5. There's no getting away from that. You know, that's what Ford have decided to do. I found it very interesting that they brought out this model to actually to do that. But, you know, I'm getting up to speed. I'm having fun. That's always important. Hey. And yeah, no more Fiesta. So this is it really from Ford in terms of the hot hatchy market. You know, I love the Focus ST. I've shared that a lot on my channel, but it's all going electric. That's the way, and this is now obviously getting halfway there. The Puma is ultimately a jumped up Fiesta, and it is very popular, and this is the main model. I can certainly feel the 19-inch wheels a little bit more. If I knock it back into sort of like into comfort mode or eco, it does settle. Wow, everything changes. Settles quite nicely. I mean, I would personally get this car for the sporty nature. Yeah, it does feel quite relaxed and quite chilled. Yeah, and actually, I often do this in my Golf R. You can put anything to blue and you can kind of settle into it. Yeah, I mean, you can see some of these bumps here and it can give you an idea. Plenty of other videos going out from your other favourite social media YouTubers. I mean, I would definitely leave it in. I'd leave it in. I mean, most people are just going to drive around in normal, aren't they? But then if you're going to drive around in normal, then you should probably just get a normal one. You know, I would get it in the sporty one. I'm a little bit disappointed I'm not hearing as much pops and bangs, only because I heard that more in the Fiesta. The Fiesta ST, the 1.5. So that's one of my kind of comments about it. Yeah, but there you go. That's my drive. I think it looks the business. Probably would like it to have a little bit more power, which was what the 1.5 gave. But I'm happy that they are making it. That is the key fundamentals. I don't have a manual gearbox to play around with, which is a bit of a shame. A fast Ford hot hatch that you can buy today. And yeah, there's not many of them around now, so yeah, take advantage of them while you can. This is very much a community channel, so yeah, comment is the main thing, and I can do my best to answer and just to give you my opinion on it all, and hopefully help you make a really good decision. And let me know your thoughts in the comments if you have this car, if you have the 1.5, or even if you have the 1 litre, and yeah, certainly help everyone else out as well in the comments.